Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, January 10th, 2020. Welcome to another eBay video that I hope you're going to find very interesting and informative. I would firstly like to point out to you guys that I kept my promise from last week. Last week, when I recorded my video, it was cloudy and rainy. I said next Friday will be cloudy and rainy, and sure enough it is. It's going to rain today, tomorrow, and Sunday. We do not get any sunny days. I'm telling you guys, every week I'm out here and it's cloudy. Today we have a lot of things to discuss. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them, but here's what I plan to hit. I'm going to talk about double jeopardy. An international buyer was able to actually open 2 return cases against me, one after the other. After the first one was declined, he was able to open another. If you want to know how it happened, stay tuned. I'll explain to you, and you should all check this out because in case it ever happens to you, you'll know how to remedy this. I want to talk about best offer and another problem I've received, which I'm going to incorporate with the cancellation corner. Yes, guys, I got my first cancellation today, January 10th, 10 days into the new year. I'd like to talk about buyers circumventing eBay and calling you directly with problems even when they did not buy an item from you. If I still have time, I'm going to launch another eBay contest. I can't guarantee you I'm going to have time on today's video because we have a lot of ground to cover, but if we do, at the end of the video, I'm going to launch a contest. If I don't get to it, we'll do it next week. First, I want to read your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. Mr. Bing 70 wrote, yesterday a buyer bought an item from me and I shipped it within 24 hours of payment. It's in the mail as we speak. Now today they want to return it. It hasn't even arrived yet at their residence. Their reason for returning it is they changed their mind. They claim they got it because they bought it for someone to help them out. They have now moved on. That's exactly how they worded it as a reason, and the reason was change their mind. I hadn't yet issued their money back to them. I feel this is utterly ridiculous and shouldn't have to issue the return. Any suggestions? They have till January 14th to send it back. Today is January 7th. I would imagine that eBay is going to force my hand, in which case I'd like to charge them for the full price of the return shipping plus my PayPal fees, assuming they don't tamper with the item I shipped. Is that allowed? Okay, Mr. Bing 70. Number one, never, ever refund until you get the item back. All right? Always wait. Everybody, every eBay seller has to wait until you actually get the item back, until you give the refund. Number two, this has happened to me as well, where buyers open a return request even before they get the item. It's happened to me 6-7 years ago, and today in 2020, it's still happening. I think this is a loophole that needs to be closed in the returns flow system. I think the buyer should have to wait until tracking shows the item is received before they can return it. And as far as this change mind stuff and the fees, I get a lot of those myself where the buyers change their mind. Mr. Bing, I swear to God, I hope you don't offer free shipping, because if you do, you're going to lose out in the end. I don't feel sellers should be offering free shipping, especially in risky categories. I don't do it, and I get plenty of returns to back up my assertions. So please, be careful, guys. Crosswalk Larry wrote, hey Joe, I just ordered my free supplies for the quarter. 12 rolls of tape went up 55 cents, so with the tax I paid a little over $3 for my free supplies. There is no reason except for laziness on eBay's part that they can't figure out how to make everything with tax equal $25. I worked in logistics manufacturing for 30 plus years. Those 12 rolls of tape are definitely costing less than $10 to produce, so there is really no reason to make us pay out of our pocket for quarterly supplies. Can you bring this up at your next meetup with eBay reps? Thanks. Crosswalk Larry, the problem therein, the eBay seller, eBay Shipping Supplies, is an independent seller who's contracted through eBay to provide and sell this merchandise. They are the ones that set the price and the terms, not eBay. So going to eBay in this case really wouldn't do much good, because it's like me going to eBay and saying, I want Crosswalk Larry to change his price slightly to make the item comes up to a certain amount. I don't believe eBay has any say in the price set by eBay Shipping Supplies. I won't swear to it, but that's my feeling. Dennis Copper wrote, eBay not only has the resources, but also has the technology to shut down any seller that is selling USPS supplies. Don't let them fool you. It will only happen if the United States government holds eBay responsible. It's a federal crime. They should take them to court. Probably will be solved overnight. The government will guarantee that, unless they're in bed together. If that is the case, nothing will be done. The U.S. taxpayer is paying for those free boxes. Dennis Copper, the fault, in my opinion, is with the government. Definitely with the USPS. I do believe if they complain to eBay, eBay would act and take those listings down in a second, just like you said. So, if any of you guys want to do any letter writing or any emailing, it would be to the USPS, in my opinion. Road Warrior wrote, you also can buy USPS counterfeit forever stamps on eBay. Some eBay sellers have sold thousands of the 100 count rolls. USPS will not do anything about it, so I doubt they really care about their shipping supplies. Road Warrior, I have never seen these counterfeit stamps sold on eBay, but then again, I've never checked for it. I have to ask you, how do you know that they're counterfeit? Is it because the price is way lower than they should be? Let me know a little bit more about that if you can. And that really concerns me, because if that's going on, that's worse. That is worse than selling the free shipping supplies. Nancy Stockwell wrote, Joe, I live upstate from you. The weather here in Broome County is pretty much the same as it is downstate. Anytime I see the sun, I get so happy and joyful, LOL, because I know that it will probably be many days before I see it again. Hey, I feel your pain, man. We have nothing but clouds here, and nothing but clouds predicted all weekend into next week. It's been another awful weather week. Johnny Hot Rod wrote, let's hope that 2020 will be a less fishy year and full of success at every turn. I agree with you, Johnny Hot Rod. A couple of announcements. Number one, a long-favored website is now out of business. Toolhouse.org is done. I know a lot of you guys like that site. It was a site where you could see the past negatives and neutrals of all eBay sellers. Well, Toolhouse.org is done. It's finished. And quite frankly, I used to use that site myself, checking on the history of various people. In fact, months ago, I actually made a short video about it, because there was this one eBay seller years ago, during the early days of eBay, between let's say 99 and 05, that left the nastiest, most scurrilous comments you would ever see. Things you could never say in any other forum. I'm tempted to say them here, but I'm not going to, because this is an all ages channel. And as I say, I did film the video. I did a cutaway a few months ago intending to share it with you guys. But once I reviewed it, the comments were just so nasty and scurrilous. I changed my mind and I decided not to show you guys. I don't know if I deleted the video or if I still have it. It's something I might be able to put up on my second channel. You know, the one I keep saying I'm going to do something with and I never do. But I'm telling you, it was mean, it was nasty, it was over the top fitchy. Unbelievable. Before we get into the main topic, a couple of stories about best offers. I've been sending out best offers every other day for the last week or two. Approximately 15 every night. I get no positive results from the people that I send the offers to. None whatsoever. But two very interesting things happened this week. I had an item that's a moderately good seller that's $65 plus shipping. I haven't sold any of them in about a month, so I sent best offers to 3 people who were watching the item. Let's say I did this Monday, for instance. Within 2 hours, 2 of those items sold, but not to the watchers. None of them bought anything. 2 regular ham and eggers jumped in and paid full asking price, $65 each, instead of the $45 each that was the offer that I sent to the watchers. Okay? My point there, as you probably know, is number 1, watchers are not serious buyers. And number 2 is when you send an offer to watchers, it does boost your item in search and it will help you. So keep doing it. Weird story number 2 regarding offers to watchers. Last night was Thursday night and it was my night to send offers to watchers. I sent about 15 out. I got up this morning and I saw I had 1 sale. But I also had 1 message. A cancellation. I want you to see this. Let us do the first cancellation corner of the year 2020 right now. Welcome to today's installment of the Cancellation Corner. I received this message earlier today, January 10th, 2020, from eBayer Zach F3. Last night I sent out about 15 offers to watchers on my items. And this is one of the people that obviously got one. And look what he wrote. I'm sorry I accepted this offer thinking you were buying a hubcap from me. May I please cancel this order? Now, I'm not canceling anything. I'm going to let this run its course. In a few days, I'm going to send out an unpaid item notice, and when he doesn't pay, he's going to get a strike. But this just goes to prove what some of you have been saying. Our competition is watching our items in eBay Motors. These are not serious buyers. And this is something that even I have been saying for many, many months. Although I didn't quite realize it was, in fact, our competition, but obviously now you can clearly see it is. Oh well, let's get back to the video. Alright guys, unbelievable but true. But that person actually, I don't know how he thought this, but he thought I was sending him a best offer for his Caprice hubcap, when instead I was sending it for mine. There is no excuse for him accepting the offer and refusing to pay. I am going to let this ride out. I'm going to issue him an unpaid item strike, as I said. Hey, when you buy and sell on eBay, this is an adult's game, and you got to be serious, all right? You have to be responsible for your actions. I'm sorry, guys, but I'd like your comments, questions, and concerns about that especially. What would you do if somebody canceled on you? Now remember, there's fees involved here. I'm losing money on this, okay? I want to hear from you. Circumventing eBay. You know, guys, I honestly hate when people call me directly regarding an eBay item they purchased from me. The reason I hate it is it takes all my protections away from me as a seller. They could make unreasonable demands or threaten me with negative feedback, and I'm not going to allow it. I always tell them, you don't have the right to call me directly. You bought this on eBay, contact me on eBay, and I'll be more than happy to help you with whatever issue you have, but you will not get a resolution over the phone. Earlier this week, I had somebody call me complaining that they bought something from me and they never received it. Guess what? They never bought anything from me. This is not the first time this has happened. I've had over the years at least minimum half a dozen to 8 people call me screaming and yelling that they bought an item from me and never received it, when in fact they bought it from another seller. Unbelievable, but true. Has that ever happened to you guys? I'd like to hear about it if it has. Now let's move on to the main topic, eBay double jeopardy. How an international buyer was able to open 2 returns against me for the same item, one after the other, after the first one was declined. This involves the buyer I've been talking about for several weeks. A buyer in Puerto Rico bought some alloy wheel caps from me and did not read the listing after I had the part numbers, pictures of the wheel. I did plenty of work to help them out, and this buyer did not read. Not only that, he manually changed the quantity of 1 to quantity of 4, bought them and received them, then tried to return them saying he bought the wrong size. In the email I got from eBay, it clearly showed on top that I do not have to take the return because it's an international return. I do not ship to Puerto Rico or Canada through the global shipping program. I ship directly. I'm not sure if that means anything or not, but that's the way I do it because it's quicker and cheaper for the customer. So, as you may remember, I told you I declined the return. Before declining the return, I called eBay concierge to make sure I was totally covered, and they said I had every right to decline the return, which I did. A few days after that, that customer emailed me through eBay contact system and said I need to return these, after the return was already declined and he received that email from eBay. I was shocked, but it so happens I was on the road at the time, and I said I'll respond to him when I get home. Before I even had the chance to get home and respond to him, he opened a second return request through eBay. I have never, in my 21 years on eBay, seen or known of any buyer who could open 2 return requests after the first one was declined. Even worse, before I could respond to that, eBay, bang, rubber stamped it, approved, and told me I had to not only pay him for the 4 items, but for the shipping as well. I was livid. Now, what do you think happened? How do you think this happened? Well, I know the answers, and I'm going to tell you right now. I called the eBay concierge, and I explained the situation to the nice lady on the phone. She totally understood my problem and said, yes, Joe, I see what you're saying. I have no idea how this could have happened because you do not accept international returns, and you've already declined the international return. She goes, I have to get a return specialist on the phone. So she did that, and a few minutes later, a guy gets on the phone, and he says, Joe, I want to apologize to you for having to go through this. The second return request should never have been able to be opened. What happened, he explained to me, is that, as you probably know, eBay still, in 2020, outsources some of these cases overseas. I believe to the Philippines. And in the second return request, This particular buyer opened a request, actually a case, and the Philippine or overseas operator rubber stamped it incorrectly against me. This is, again, conclusive proof what a lot of you guys have said about having problems. I haven't had this problem because I deal with concierge right here in the USA, but I know a lot of you guys don't have that privilege, all right? I'm going to speak out right now on camera and say I believe all U.S. businesses should have their customer service representatives based right here in the USA. There is no reason to outsource. Keep the jobs here. Anything to save a dollar. It upsets me. It upsets me. Now I'm getting into one of my things, okay? And you know how I get when I get into one of my things. I don't get it. eBay, Amazon, all these companies are successful companies making good money. And yet they outsource. I don't freaking get it. You get what you pay for. Always remember that. If you see a USA seller on eBay selling something for $50 and you see a China seller selling what looks like the same thing for $10, what do you think you're going to get for the $10? You're going to get what you pay for. You're going to get junk. I am a huge fan of buying and selling on eBay. But when things need to be addressed, I'm the guy that's going to come out here and speak about it. There's plenty of other people that make videos on eBay saying, oh, everything's great today. I had a case opened against me and it's great. Not me. I'm a realist. I'll come out here and give you guys straight talk. By the way, guys, the buyer in Puerto Rico that's been causing me all this grief with these two different return requests opened is NYZS31 with 0 feedback. He actually signed up to eBay specifically to buy my caps. Didn't read anything, didn't read any of the description, nothing. But when it came time to opening the case, he sure knew how to navigate that, didn't he? I don't get it. Okay, guys, next item. Now, I'm going to stop and take my first drink from the Fox News Cup O' Life. This is the Fox News Cup O' Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Oh yeah. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to wrap up the video, but since I have a few minutes, I'm going to launch my first contest of the year right now. First, I'm going to show you the prize. The winner, there'll be one winner who will get a sleeve of 4 rolls of eBay tape. Now, I know everybody out there could use 4 rolls of eBay tape, which I will ship to you at my expense, okay? The rules for the contest are simple. Number 1, you have to be subscribed to my channel. Number 2, you have to be an eBay seller in good standing. That is it, okay? Each person gets one and only one entry. And what I want you to do is something really easy. I want you, here's where you guys got to use your brain, you got to think about this, and you got to be creative. I would like each of you to use the word fishy in a very original, creative, and funny sentence. 1 sentence only. Let me give you some examples here. A very bad example would be, John Smith is a fishy seller. That is not funny. That is not creative in any way. This is a chance for each of you to show your prowess with the English language. I would like a funny, creative, and original sentence from each of you using the word fishy. When you make your comment for the contest, what I'd like you to do is start it out like this: star, 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 entry, star, star, star. So it's easy for me to catch. It's easy for my eye to catch your entry. In other words, don't comment about some problem you had during the week and then after it put your entry. No. Entry comes first, or you can enter using a separate comment. Today is Friday, January the 10th. You have all the way till Thursday at midnight to get your comments in. That's when I'm shutting everything down, because I'll make the video next Friday and I'll decide the winner then. Each person gets only one entry. Don't enter more than one time or I'm going to disqualify you. Also, if two people just happen to type in the same sentence, which I doubt they would, the person who typed it in first is the winner. Okay? I think that's going to be some fun for all of us. We're all going to have a good laugh over this, okay? We're going to have some good times. That's what this channel is about. Exchanging eBay information, helping each other, and having a good old time. Because I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you found it helpful, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciate it. If you did not find it helpful, in the comment section below, please tell me what you want me to cover next week, and I'll be happy to do so. Remember, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I'm still making money online. I've never worn a mask, and I never will. Hey, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So yeah, I hope your sales were great this week. Mine were excellent. Excellent sales again this week. No complaints whatsoever. eBay is the place to sell on. Go out there, make a lot of eBay sales, rock on, and peace. And please, always remember these 3 words: don't be fitchy! Enter the contest. Let's have some fun. Hey, I gotta get back inside before the rain starts. Next week, it's gonna be cloudy again when I'm out here. See ya.